Hey guys, it's Brooke. Welcome back to my channel, or to my channel if you're new here. I hope you guys stay. So as you can see, I am filming in a different setting. That is because I'm at my aunt's house for school. I sleep here on school nights because my school is like right around the block. So some of my videos may sporadically be filmed here if I don't get to film on the weekends when I'm home. So yeah, that's just so you guys know where I am. Also, the audio may sound a little different. That's because in my room at home it's very echoey, and in this basement it's very not echoey, I guess. So yeah. Also, as you can hear, I am getting sick. I have a sore throat and a little bit of a stuffy nose, so I apologize for my throat sounding weird and me speaking sounding weird and snuffly. It's annoying. I hate getting sick, but you know, my life just never stops. It's just one thing after the other. But anyway, sorry for not posting for a week. I had some things come up in my family that we had to deal with, but I'm back. And yeah, so for today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about a car accident that I just got into literally on Saturday, not even a week ago. And it was definitely the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me, ever. And I feel like I say that in every single video I film, that it was the most terrifying thing that ever happened to me. But like, this was terrifying in a completely different sense. Like, this wasn't the ghost kind of scary. This was like, I'm going to die kind of scary. But before we start this video, please make sure you guys subscribe right down below. It would really make me happy. I really want to hit 4,000 subscribers soon, so definitely join our family if you haven't yet. Also, I really want to do a Q&A soon, so comment some questions down below or tweet me at brookeelardo some questions using the hashtag AskBrooke, and just ask me whatever questions you guys want and I will answer them and make a Q&A soon. Okay, so now let's get into this video. So I think I only got in like 2 accidents, and they were both just like little fender benders. My first car accident I ever got into, it was actually like my first week I ever got my license. And fun fact for you young fellow drivers, my driver's ed teacher told me that in the first week that you get your license, it is like the most common for people to get into accidents, because I guess kids are feeling so confident and so like cool now that they have their license, but that doesn't mean that they're good drivers yet just because you have your license. So my first accident, I just got into a little fender bender, and my second one was also just a little tap to the bumper. It was nothing. And both of those I take complete blame for. I mean, nobody got hurt. It literally, like, paint was scratched on a car. It was literally the slightest of big deals. But that was like years ago when I first started driving. I am now 19. I have been driving for like 3 years now, and I like to think I have evolved as a driver. My friends like to tell me different, but I think that I am a rather fine driver. Maybe aggressive at times, but I'm a good driver, okay? So this accident actually wasn't my fault, like, at all. And this was the first accident I have ever been in that is a real accident. And basically, I guess I should start from the beginning. I went up to Oneonta, which is like 4 hours away from where I live, and I drove there all by myself. I was feeling great about it. I didn't originally want to drive there because I hate driving. I don't really like driving. It makes me uncomfortable, and I'm a nervous wreck all the time, anxious, and driving makes me very anxious. So I was kind of scared to drive up there, but I was like, you know what, this is like gonna be a year of like getting over my fears and putting myself in uncomfortable situations that are safe, just so I can grow as a person and experience these things and, I don't know, just grow up, I guess. So I decided I wanted to drive 4 hours to go visit my friends at college. And I went up there completely fine, like no issues at all. And then I was coming home at I left at 7, and around 11:50 I was driving on this really big expressway, and I wasn't scared. It wasn't a big deal. It actually was quite simple. The drive was pretty straightforward for the most part, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm just driving, doing my thing, and I was at this exit, and then there was like one more exit until I had to get off that expressway, and I would be on a road that I was like more familiar with. That was also still a big road, but I was very familiar with that one. And then all of a sudden, we're just like talking, listening to music, and someone cuts this guy off. I don't know who, I didn't see the car, but then this car stops short, this red car stops short, and then the black car behind him stops short, and then I stop short. And it was like such a quick reaction, and when I stopped short, I had to stop short so quickly that I thought I was going to hit the car in front of me. But luckily, all 3 of our cars were only like maybe an inch or two away from hitting each other. Like, we were that close to all hitting each other, but none of us hit each other. So we were in the clear, and I'm like really tensed up because I like had to stop super short and I thought I was gonna hit this guy. And normally when you stop short, you're supposed to look behind you and make sure no one's behind you so that you can stop short and not get rammed in the back. But because of the situation I was in, I had no choice but to stop short, otherwise I was going to ram into the car in front of me. And just as I stopped short, I look up in my rearview mirror to see if someone was behind me, and there was a big pickup truck behind me. From what I saw, he was a good enough distance away from me that he could have not hit my car. I don't really know. I wasn't in the car with him, so maybe it just looked further away than it was. But to my recollection, when I looked up at it, it seemed like he was far away enough, like he was close to me, but he wasn't close enough that like he couldn't stop himself from hitting my car. Maybe a little tap, but when I looked up into my rearview mirror, maybe he was looking down, maybe he wasn't paying attention. I don't know what he was doing, but I just see this black pickup truck coming like full speed into my car, and it was terrifying because I'm looking in my rearview mirror watching this guy about to hit me all in a matter of seconds, and I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to sit there and watch. Like, I didn't have time to get out of the car. He was close enough that it was like I couldn't even move before like he could, I couldn't try to move out of the way before he would hit me. Like, regardless, he was gonna hit my car because he was close to me, but I just feel like the impact didn't have to be as vicious as it was. I didn't exactly know how fast he was going, but people's speed on that highway, he was going upwards of 45 at least, hitting into my car. And my car got wrecked. It's basically totaled. I just like remember as I watched him hit into my car, it didn't feel real. Like, my legs came up. I was really close to the steering wheel because I'm short. I'm only 5 feet. So both my knees hit into the dashboard and they were really hurting me. And I got really bad whiplash because, you know, you get thrown forward. My rib that had broken years ago was bothering me because it never healed properly. But I just remember like kind of feeling like I blacked out, and I was in a daze after that. After he hit me, apparently I screamed. I don't even remember screaming, but I remember my friend screaming. And we both screamed. She was completely fine. She was further away from the dashboard, so her legs didn't hit into the dashboard or anything. I guess because I was closer to the wheel, maybe. I don't really know. Also, if you prepare to be hit, your muscles tense up, which is really bad. If I was hit off guard, that probably would have been better considering my muscles wouldn't have gotten all tense. I actually learned also in driver's ed that most of the times when drunk drivers get into accidents, they survive because the alcohol relaxes their muscles. So that's what happened to me. I had gotten all tense, and then after he hit me, I remember both my feet weren't on the gas or the brake, but my car wasn't moving, and I remember him just crashing into me, and like my mind kind of went blank, and then I just stepped on the brake and I was like, oh my god. So it was essentially a 4-car pileup. The 2 cars in front of me somehow got no damage whatsoever. There were paint scratches on their cars, but there were no dents on either of the cars. My car took the brunt of the hit, and nobody was hurt. The guy who hit me wasn't hurt because he was in a pickup truck, but my car is donezo. Rest in peace. I didn't even have a name for her. I really liked my car though. She was so cute. I'm gonna miss her. But yeah, so after that happened, the kids who were in the first car got out of their car and started asking everyone if they were okay. They were being so sweet. They were adorable. And I remember being scared to ask the guy behind me like what happened or just even talk to him, so they went up to him and they were talking to him. And then I didn't call 911 for maybe 5 minutes because I was like, I need to call my dad. And I also called my cousin, I called my mom, but then I called the police, and they literally took 2 hours to get to the scene. There was an ambulance that came by. My friend doesn't even think they were coming for us. They think that they just so happened to see us, or maybe someone else called an ambulance. I'm not sure. And it was really scary before the ambulance got there because no one had flares up, so everyone's coming like so close to my car. We almost caused like 3 more accidents because everyone is an idiot and trying to merge over, and they see that our cars were clearly hit. Some people were honking, being really rude, and it made me really upset with humanity because I was like, you see my car just got wrecked and you're going to be honking at us? Like, how about you just like make sure we're okay? Like, I don't know, I I thought it was ridiculous. But so the ambulance put up the flames, and then another ambulance came. They checked me out. There were like 3 fire trucks that showed up. It was this whole ordeal. And the 2 front cars that had originally stopped short, they left because they were like, our cars don't have damage and like, we're fine, we don't care. So they left. So it was literally just me and this guy sitting at the scene of this accident for over 2 hours waiting for the cops to come, which was horrible, until my mom got there. She called them again and they finally like came. I don't know what happened the first time that they didn't come. It was a mess. But basically I went to the hospital the next day because I was in a lot more pain. When I went into the ambulance, they told me I should go to the hospital just in case, but I didn't really want to. I didn't want to make a big thing out of it. I wasn't bleeding. I mean, my airbags didn't deploy, surprisingly, so I just felt like I didn't need to. My knees were hurting, but reasonably so because they went into the dashboard, so I just felt like I was fine. But the next day I went to the hospital because I was in a lot more pain, and she said that would probably happen because adrenaline, a lot of people who get into accidents don't feel the pain until 24 hours after or more. My neck was hurting right here really bad. My back was hurting in between my shoulder blades, and my lower back was hurting. My rib was hurting. My wrist was hurting too, and both my knees were hurting. So I got a ton of x-rays done and they said everything was fine. I just like strained my neck and like strained like a few things just because of being so tense, but they were all things that will heal like easily. Like I don't need any casts or anything, luckily. But my dad actually brought my car into the shop yesterday to see if it could be fixed or whatever, and the guy actually told him that this guy had to be going like over 50 miles per hour, and the way he hit us and how fast he hit us, the guy was like, an angel must have been looking over your daughter because she should have been snapped in half. That's how fast the guy was going and how hard he hit my car. Like the damage that was done to my car, the guy said there's no way, like she should have broken something. She should have been very hurt, and she's very lucky. So I am very lucky, and I have to say I think that was my grandpa definitely watching out for me and watching over me. He was always driving on those roads, kind of like he was a truck driver, so I think that it was definitely him watching over me. Thank you, Grandpa. Yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience. Still today my back hurts a little bit and I can't really do much, but I'm okay. Thankfully my friend is okay. Thankfully. Could have been a lot worse, and I'm really glad it wasn't, and I'm really glad that other people are okay. I'm even glad the guy behind me was okay because, you know, things happen. But yeah, so that is my story for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to my main channel. I post singing videos. I will start posting again as soon as I get over this sickness because it's very irritating to sing like this, and I don't want to post anything being sick, so hopefully next week I'll be posting my singing videos again. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I love you, and I will see you on Friday.